Do you want to have the ultimate control over your life? Welcome to Take Control with Whitney Wells, where we will explore all topics of life that we try and control, what this creates for you, and how to have successful relationships all while empowering yourself. Keep listening and let's have some fun. Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 47 of Take Control with Whitney Wells. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I had a fun weekend. I brought my son to the aquarium with a friend of his and a friend of mine, and we got to see some fun sea creatures. My favorite was seeing the hippos. Definitely. I love those big, cute creatures. They are so cute. My son loved them as well. He loved the sharks, though. He really likes sharks and all different types of sharks. And so that was a really good time. And we went to a friend of his birthday party. So that was a good time too. Yeah. All right. So we're going to dive right into today's topic. And the topic is stay or go. Is the grass greener on the other side? So this is a great episode if you are questioning your marriage. Ask yourself, are you unsure if you want to stay with your spouse or venture out to pursue other people? If this is something that you are thinking and contemplating and dwelling on, this is a great episode for you. So keep listening. I'm going to bring you step by step through some ideas, some concepts, some ways of really making it more clear for you. Because sometimes, we feel like all of our thoughts are kind of jumbled up in our brain, right? And what do we do with those? Well, this episode will help you to make some sense of your thoughts and what you actually want. So we're going to talk about the idea of the grass being greener on the other side. And what I mean by that is the idea that there is someone better out there. The thought that there is someone that is more compatible with you. Someone that will give you more of what you want. The idea that there is someone that checks more of those boxes on the list of qualities that you want in a significant other. We're going to explore these ideas. And while doing so, hopefully you can think about your own situation, your own relationship, and what you're dealing with. So you'll be able to see it all more clearly. I'm going to give you steps so you can understand what you want and not have all of those thoughts jumbled up in a ball of confusion, right? That we often feel like we have in our brains. But please know that these steps and these concepts are just suggestions. And I want you to take them or leave them. Always do what works for you. I'm just here to offer you some ideas, some suggestions, some thoughts, some possible ways of doing things to help make things easier for you while you figure out what you want, what you truly want. All right, so first, let's look at why you may have some of these thoughts about leaving your marriage, right? Now, it's good to know that there is nothing wrong with you or your relationship if you have these thoughts. Nothing has gone wrong. If you have the thoughts that there might be someone better out there, that there might be somebody that's more compatible with you, that there might be someone that will give you more of what you want or check more of those boxes, right, that you want. Nothing is wrong with you or your relationship if you're having these thoughts. You have a human brain. That's why you are having these thoughts. You won't always have loving and happy and joyful thoughts about your partner. Your primitive brain your animal brain, is designed to look for, quote unquote, what is wrong, and to protect you from the things that are wrong or dangerous, that it perceives as dangerous, right? So if you don't like how your spouse is behaving, or you had an argument, or you are having feelings of resentment or hurt, or feeling unwanted or sadness or annoyance, your brain may tell you that something is wrong with your relationship and that you need to get out, right? Well, your brain is just protecting you. It's just protecting you from this perceived danger, and is simply finding that evidence to support this belief that something is wrong with your relationship. But this thought that something is wrong with your relationship isn't true. You can choose to believe it or not. This belief that something is wrong, it's not a fact. It's just a thought. What if nothing has gone wrong and your brain is just being normal? So now is when you can slow things down and question these thoughts to see what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep, what serves you and what doesn't. How are these thoughts true and how are they not true about your relationship, about needing to get out, about something being wrong? How could you be wrong about your relationship being wrong? Is there another way of looking at that? So now let's talk about what a relationship is. Let's kind of switch gears a little bit and talk about what a relationship consists of and what it actually is. Well, a relationship consists of the thoughts you have about the other person that is in that relationship with you. So for instance, your thoughts about your spouse, that is what makes up your relationship. A relationship exists in your mind. And it is not something that stands alone. This is great news because you have control over your relationship. Your spouse cannot make you feel any feeling. The thoughts you think about your spouse will create the feelings you have for him or her. How you feel in your relationship and about your spouse will define the relationship that you have. So if you think thoughts that create love, you will feel love for your spouse, for that person, and show up with loving behavior and have a loving experience. If you think thoughts that create resentment, you will feel resentful towards your spouse and show up with resentful behavior and have a resentful experience. Now, this is important to know that you are always in control of the experience that you have in any moment. So if you are blaming your partner for how you feel, such as, I am unhappy because my spouse does XYZ, or I am unhappy being with this person, being with my spouse, being in this relationship. Just notice that you are disempowering yourself and placing the responsibility for your feelings in the wrong place, with them instead of with you. If you leave a relationship because they don't make you happy, for instance, and you blame them for your feelings, you will bring your unhappy feelings with you because you're bringing your brain with you. Your feelings are your responsibility, and you have the power to feel better all on your own. This is great news. No matter if you stay or go, you can feel better. But knowing this doesn't mean you have to always feel love or happy feelings towards your spouse. Just know that you always have the option, and that any feeling you feel comes from you and not them. Empower yourself. So leaving to feel better, it's not what I recommend. Feel better first and then decide. You have an incredible opportunity to work on your own thoughts and empower yourself, strengthen yourself. So we talked about what a relationship is. We talked about your primitive brain, right, protecting you. Now let's take a closer look at the thoughts that surround this idea that the grass is greener on the other side. And really be curious about this thought, about these thoughts that surround this idea. So if you have thoughts such as, there is someone better out there, or there is someone that is more compatible with me, or there is someone that will give me more of what I want, or there is someone that checks more of those boxes on the list of qualities that I want in a significant other. Ask yourself, how are these thoughts not true? And how are they true? Drop into that curiosity, not judgment of you or your spouse. All right, so let's look at this thought. There is someone better out there. How is this true? How is this not true? Well, maybe there is, right? And maybe there isn't. But that power of deciding if there is or isn't, that exists within you. You get to decide what is quote unquote better for you. How about this thought? There is someone that will give you more of what you want. How is this true? How is this not true? Well, what we always want is to feel a certain way. And you can always create this for yourself. Your feelings come from you. They come from within you, not from anybody else. So you can create the feelings that you want, no matter who you are with. This is so empowering. Now, sometimes you may have to manage your thoughts more, depending on who you are with, to create these feelings for yourself. But our feelings are never created by another person. They're always created by you. How about this thought? There is someone that checks more of those boxes on the list of qualities that we want in a significant other, in a spouse, in a partner. How is this true? How is this not true? There could be someone else who has more qualities you want in a spouse. But then they also could have other things you will have to manage your mind around. Other things that you don't like. We are all different people, different humans, and we're all imperfect in different ways. So bottom line, you always create your own experience and your own feelings. They always come from within you, not from anyone else. No matter who you are with, you are going to have both positive and negative feelings because that's life. That's being human. And you will have thoughts that serve you and thoughts that don't serve you. You get to choose what you want to focus on. The relationship exists within you, and you are in control. So let's explore a little. What thoughts are you thinking about your spouse? What do you dislike about your spouse? What bothers you? What would you change about your spouse if you could? What do you admire about your spouse? Why are you with your spouse? Why did you marry your spouse? Why do you love and appreciate your spouse? Now look back at your answers and know that they are all just thoughts, not facts. You can decide what serves you and what doesn't. You get to decide what you want to keep thinking and what you want to let go of. If you want to shift away from certain thoughts you have, just question your thoughts and find how they aren't true. Your mind will open up to other possibilities of ways to think about the person or the situation, and in this case, your spouse. So let's do a quick recap so far before we keep going. You have a normal human brain that is protecting you. But this isn't necessary in the modern world we live, right? We don't have these intense dangers that our primitive brain is protecting us against. Now, of course, this is not talking about abusive situations. Your cognitive brain can override your primitive brain, and you can decide on purpose what you truly want. Your relationship is the thoughts that you think about the other person. Your relationship exists in your brain. Within those thoughts, within the thoughts you choose to focus on, you are in control of your thoughts. So therefore, you can have the best relationship if you think the best thoughts about them, right? So why leave for this supposed greener grass? Well, the simple answer is just because you want to. Just because you want to. And we're going to dive into that. So is the grass greener on the other side? Yes, of course it is, if you decide it is. And no, definitely not, if you decide it isn't. Deciding on what path to take comes down to knowing what you truly want. So leaving or staying, why? Simply because you want to. So now let's talk about wants and needs in a relationship. What I have been taught and what I practice and what I teach is this concept of meeting your wants and needs and then coming together with the person that you're in the relationship with, your spouse or partner, to love each other and enjoy each other. Not relying on another person, anyone else, to make you feel happy or feel any feeling. Your emotional wants and needs are yours to meet. This takes the pressure off of the other person, off of the relationship as a whole, and this empowers you. This allows room for true authenticity and connection rather than disconnection and people-pleasing. So let's explore your wants and your needs. Ask yourself, what is important to you? What do you want and need for yourself? Now notice here that if it's a feeling, such as, let's say, what comes up for you is, it's important to me to be happy or be in love. These feelings come from you, not from the outside world or anyone else. So while exploring, notice what is a need or a want that you meet yourself, meaning your feelings. You create your feelings, so you meet your emotional wants and needs. Now, this concept of meeting your own needs and wants and coming together to love and enjoy each other is amazing and empowering. But let's take it a bit further. Is love and enjoyment what you want for your relationship? Maybe it is. And maybe you have other desires for your relationship. So now ask yourself, what values are important to me in a romantic relationship? Why do I want to be in a romantic relationship? Now try and narrow it down to 3 to 5 key values that you want to have in a relationship. For instance, maybe you want to be in your marriage or a romantic relationship for companionship, to have a teammate to raise kids with, or do fun things with. Or maybe a value of yours is to grow and evolve together. Or maybe a value for your relationship is love or truth and honesty. This will help you see if your partner is aligned with your values or if possibly someone else's. Being honest with yourself without judgment is important so you can uncover your truth and your authenticity. Now, let's put it all together. Number 1, you understand your primitive brain is doing its job by protecting you, but this isn't necessary. So you don't have to focus on those thoughts of danger, danger, get out. Unless you want to, right? Your choice. Number 2, you understand your relationship with your spouse or partner or anyone, right, exists in the thoughts you choose to think about them. And you have control over your thoughts. They're optional. Number 3, the idea of the grass being greener and someone else being better for you is simply an optional thought. You can keep it or let it go by finding how it's true or not true. Number 4, you know your wants and needs, and you are meeting them. You're empowering yourself. Number 5, you have uncovered your values for your relationship and why you want to be in a romantic relationship. And number 6, lastly, is your spouse aligned with your values you have for your relationship? Now, it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day bickering or arguments you may have, but this exercise will help you to see this bigger picture. It'll help you drop into what is important and what isn't. Maybe those silly little fights that you're having or those small things that bother you about your spouse, maybe that isn't as important as the bigger picture. What is truly important to you. And then you can focus on what you truly want and what truly matters. So now you have a clear step-by-step roadmap to decide for yourself if the grass is greener. Now, whatever you decide to stay or to go, I just suggest that you like your reason for it. Like your reason, go all in, have your own back. And think about your reason for your decision if you become doubtful, to reinforce your choice, to move forward with conviction and confidence and certainty, and to stay out of indecision and away from doubt and confusion and uncertainty. For you, it feels better, right? To feel confident and certain. So, is the grass greener on the other side? Yes. Of course it is if you decide it is. And no, definitely not if you decide it isn't. You are in control, and you can make any relationship be the right, in quotes, relationship for you. You decide. You're in control. Empower yourself. And work through those thoughts. See what serves you. See what doesn't. See what you want to keep. And see what you want to let go. If you want to take this further, sign up for a free 20-minute chat with me, and we can get you signed up in my relationship makeover program. I only have a few slots left, so if you're interested in being more connected with your spouse, having that happy marriage, I highly recommend this program. All right, I will talk to you soon. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Bye. Do you want to explore these topics further? Are you ready to live the life that you want to live on purpose while controlling what you have control over? I would love to be your life coach. If you're interested, simply head over to whitneywellscoaching.com and book an appointment with me today. I can't wait to work with you.